I'm Sarah Fergani with KENS 5 News Now. Two girls, a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old, were shot on the city's south side overnight, and still no word on who shot them or why. Police were called out to Roslyn Avenue around midnight, but after investigating, they don't believe the shooting actually happened there. They think the girls were shot at one location and were taken to the south side where they called for help. Officers found the 10-year-old shot in the arm and the 15-year-old with gunshot wounds to the leg and arm. Both girls were taken to the hospital and are expected to recover. Police have not yet found the shooter. A mass shooting at a bar and bowling alley in Lewiston, Maine has left at least 16 people dead and dozens more wounded. Police now looking for the gunman.
To respond to the town of Lewiston for two active shooter locations. One's going to be at Spare Time Recreation. The second will be at Schmenges. Again, the town of Lewiston for active shooter.
Law enforcement is now searching for Robert Card. According to CBS News, the 40-year-old is trained as a firearms instructor at an Army Reserve training facility. One witness described a harrowing scene at the bowling alley with shots ringing out while he was putting on his shoes.
Out of nowhere, he just came in and there was a loud pop. Thought it was a balloon. I had my back turned to the door. And as soon as I turned and saw that it was not a balloon, he was holding a weapon, I just booked it down the lane, and I slid basically into where the pins are and climbed up in the machine and was on top of the machines for about 10 minutes until the cops got there.
There's a lockdown now. Residents across an entire county being asked to lock their doors and shelter in place. Schools and government buildings in the city are also closed today. The AP reported Robert Card was committed to a mental health facility this past summer, but authorities have not said a motive. Meanwhile, families here closer to home in Uvalde are reacting to that mass shooting in Maine. The incident tugging at emotions for those who lost kids at Robb Elementary. It also comes just 2 days before an important day in Uvalde. This Saturday, construction will begin on a new school to replace Robb Elementary. The two-story campus will pay tribute to victims of the shooting. A Brandeis High School student brings a gun to school. Now police say the kid could face charges. Northside ISD says someone reported the gun to administrators on Wednesday. The district said no threat was made to anyone on campus. The school's principal also sent a message to parents saying the student with the weapon would be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Today, Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai will host his first State of the County address while at the Frost Bank Center. The judge will share some highlights from his first year in office and will talk about his focus for positive change in our community as he looks ahead to the future. Two fathers are shot this week in separate confrontations while trying to protect their children, and police say it was teenagers responsible for those shootings. One father was killed, the other is now in the hospital. At the same time, a West Side initiative is ramping up efforts to reduce gun violence among teens through mentorship. Calvin Bays founded the Advocates Boxing Youth Program. He started the nonprofit to teach kids not only about boxing, but also about life.
You are the sum of the 5 people you hang around, so I could figure out by seeing some of my friends where they were going. They're being influenced by everything around them, what they see either physically or even on stuff like social media, so it's super important that we have some positive influences.
Bays says he grew up on San Antonio's West Side and lost many of his friends to gun violence. He now mentors youth through various programs, including boxing at Woodlawn Lake Park. To learn more about his initiative, go to KENS5.com. 3 teens are also in jail, this time accused of setting a fire at an East Side park. Investigators say one of those teens had a loaded gun in his backpack. Bexar County Precinct 4 constable says they got a call about a fire in the Covington Park bathrooms off Rigsby on Wednesday. Officers say they found the 3 teens after getting a description from the park foreman. The constable's office says at least 3 other fires have been set at parks in the last week, but investigators are still trying to figure out if those teens are connected. Even the most tech-savvy person can fall into that trap of cyber criminals. We turn to Google cybersecurity expert Grace Hoist for some easy ways to strengthen your safety net. She says the biggest threat they're seeing is online scams, sometimes called phishing. That means attackers may impersonate a store you frequent, a hospital, or a bank. Hoist said if something looks suspicious, you should go directly to the site yourself instead of just clicking on the link. And a surprising statistic, she says Gen Z That's the people born between 1997 and 2013 are 3 times more likely to fall for online scams than their grandparents.
In the U.S., folks under 20, there were $210 million stolen from bad actors going after our kids. So this is definitely an issue that's prevalent. I think they're spending more and more time online.
She says make sure to use two-step verification. And just this month also, Google introduced a new tool. It's called Passkey. It allows you to sign in with your face scan, phone PIN, or fingerprint. For today's forecast, let's check in with Paul.
All right, it's going to be a little wet, not all day long, but from time to time, we'll have a chance for some showers. High temperature today will be in the mid-80s, and this evening, a chance for a shower, temperatures in the 70s.
That's KENS 5 News now. I'm Sarah Forgani.